talent in and of itself is seductive. It dazzles us. When we see someone play the piano effortlessly, speak with eloquence, or run like the wind, we admire them, and rightfully so. Talent captures our attention because it hints at potential. It makes us imagine what's possible. But here's the hard truth. Talent, without the mindset to sustain and direct it, collapses under pressure. It burns out, it loses focus, it begins to believe it deserves rewards without earning them. Talent may get you in the door, but it is mentality that keeps you in the room. Mentality is not glamorous, it's not romantic, it's discipline in the dark when no one's watching. It's the boring grind, it's the discomfort you choose. You see, talent gives you the main ability to move fast, but mentality determines whether you'll keep moving when the pace isn't exciting anymore. And for many people, that's where the collapse begins. So when talent meets resistance, when things stop going smoothly, it panics, it doubts itself. It asks, if I was really meant for this, why is it so hard now? But mentality doesn't ask that question. Mentality expects difficulty. It trains for it. Mentality is the internal agreement that no matter how I feel, I will show up anyway. Most people misunderstand greatness because they think it's about being extraordinary all the time. But mental strength isn't flashy. It's slow, it's stubborn, it's quiet. It's about doing the same reps, saying no to distractions, and being able to tolerate the boredom of consistency. That's what builds real power, not emotional highs, not praise, but habit, repetition, direction. The tragedy is that we celebrate talent in our culture far more than we celebrate mentality. We look for prodigies, not persistence. But here's what I've learned from life, from psychology, and from observing those who rise above the average. It's always the people with average talent but exceptional mental discipline who go furthest. The mentally strong don't waste time needing to feel motivated. They act. They don't drown in excuses. They keep their promises even when they fail. They get back up not because it feels good, but because it's the only option they've allowed themselves to believe in. This is the point where it gets uncomfortable because it forces you to ask, am I relying on talent or am I training mentality? That's a painful question because talent feels good, it strokes the ego, mentality challenges it. Mentality strips away the illusion that being special is enough. It tells you no one is coming to save you and nothing worth having will be handed to you. It will be earned through blood and sweat and hours no one sees. The athletes, creators, builders, leaders who become world-class, they've mastered their minds before they ever mastered their craft. They've taught themselves to get up when their bodies don't want to speak when their voice shakes, to stay silent when their ego screams. Mental toughness is emotional maturity, practiced in the trenches. It's a commitment to yourself, not just for the days when you're inspired, but especially for the days you're not. There's also something spiritual about this. The human psyche craves meaning, and you can't find real meaning by just coasting on talent. Meaning comes through suffering, the right kind of suffering, the kind that's voluntary, that says, I will carry this burden because I believe the outcome is worth it. That's what mentality really is. The willingness to suffer well, to struggle for something higher, to trade comfort for growth. Because here's what we often miss, talent creates a ceiling. Yes, but mentality decides how close you'll ever get to it. And in most cases, people never even come close. Not because they weren't good enough, but because they never trained themselves to persist long enough. We don't lose because we lack gifts. We lose because we quit halfway through the process, because we got tired, because we thought being good would be enough, and it's not. If you want to live a life that leaves a mark, not just a moment of applause, but a legacy, you must hardwire this truth into your bones. Mentality is everything. Not every day will be a win, but every day can be a vote for the person you're becoming. You don't need to feel like it, you just need to show up again and again and again. And if you can do that, you will outlast the talented, you will outgrow the privileged, you will outwork the entitled. Because in the end, life doesn't give its rewards to the most talented, it gives them to the most determined. The ones who kept going when they had every reason to stop, the ones who built their fire from within, not from the praise of the crowd. So if you take anything from this, let it be this, asterisk, talent might catch eyes, but it's your mentality that carves your future. Don't just rely on what you were born with, build the mind that wins.